Alright, take two. My first video was like 5 minutes long, so I'm going to try to shorten it. This little video is going to be all about finding slope, and there's going to be 3 different scenarios where you might be asked to find the slope. So the first one is if we give you a table full of x and y values, like this, and you're asked to find the slope. The way you do it, and this is how you show your work, just like you would on the quizzes or your homework, is you show your change in your y values. So each time I'm increasing by 3, and you show your change in your x values. And in this case, each time I'm increasing by 2. Well, we know that slope is the change in y over the change in x. So in this case, I'm going to look at my y first. My y increased by 3, and then I'm going to go to x, and my x increased by 2. So very simply, my slope would be 3 over 2. Alright, let's erase this page. Another way you could be asked to find the slope is if we give you 2 ordered pairs. So let's say, for example, you have 4, 7 and 12, 21. Okay, so we know that when you have ordered pairs, it's always x comma y, x comma y. So if once again we're looking for the change in y over the change in x, we're going to take one of our y values. I like to start with the biggest number, so I'm going to start with 21. And then you subtract from it the other y value, which in this case is 7. Now for my changes in x. If I started with this ordered pair right here, then I have to go back to that and start with that one. So I'm going to have my 12, and then my other one is 4. And then simple multiplication, simple subtraction. 21 minus 7 is 14. 12 minus 4 is 8. Always, always, always simplify. So in this case, both of these can be divided by 2. So my simplified slope is going to end up being 7 over 4. Alright? And then the last way, and this is going to be a little bit more difficult to do, but I'm going to try my best, is if you are given a graph and either you're given the points on the graph and we tell you what they are, like for instance I'm telling you this is 2, 2, and this is -1, -2, or you might not be given the points and you would just find them yourselves because you know normally you'd have all your numbers down here. Okay. So once again, it's just like now, like the one we just did where if you just had ordered pairs. So change in y over change in x. I'm going to start with my bigger number. So 2 minus, and then I have a -2. And then go back up here, 2 minus, and now I have a -1. You have to remember when you have subtracting a minus, subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. So I'm going to show those changes, and it's going to be a lot simpler to do. Now I'm doing 2 plus 2, and that would give me 4, and 2 plus 1, and that would give me 3. So there's my slope. So those are the 3 instances. Each time you're just going to be looking at your ordered pairs and finding the change in y over the change in x.